like to share how creating an information-intensive environment can foster vocabulary growth, support reading and writing development, and positively shape the classroom climate. As an EFL educator and director of studies, I've seen firsthand how the intentional design of our physical and digital spaces influences not just what our students learn, but how they feel about learning. An information-intensive environment goes beyond just having lots of books. It's about embedding language-rich interactions and developmentally appropriate print and digital materials throughout the classroom so that students are consistently surrounded by meaningful opportunities to engage with language. This includes print-rich spaces with labels, anchor charts, and word walls, access to varied texts, both literary and informational, in print and digital format, interactive stations or centers where students can read, write, speak, and listen. And perhaps most importantly, a supportive climate where students feel safe, valued, and encouraged to express themselves. When children engage in embedded literacy routines, such as daily read-alouds, book discussions, or journaling, they encounter and use new words in context. This is key for vocabulary development, especially for English language learners. Research shows that repeated, meaningful exposure to vocabulary across multiple modes, spoken, written, and heard, helps students retain and apply new language more effectively. In my current teaching environment, we follow a standardized curriculum with required readers, videos, and audio materials. While the texts themselves may not be flexible, I work to build student choice into the process. I may invite students to choose how they complete a reading activity, whether acting out a scene, drawing a comic, or summarizing with a partner. Or allow them to choose who they work with during peer discussions. Even within set structures, these small but intentional choices give students a sense of ownership, which keeps them motivated and increases their investment in learning. If I were in a more traditional classroom setting, I would love to expand this by giving students greater choice in reading material as well. Oral language is the foundation of all literacy. It supports both word reading and comprehension, and it develops through intentional, interactive experiences. In my classroom, this includes structured opportunities for speaking, such as partner talk, whole class discussions, storytelling, and even role play, but also less structured, natural conversations. One practice I found especially powerful is simply talking to students in a natural, everyday way, even when the language goes beyond their current level of understanding. Whether I'm narrating what I'm doing, making a joke, or sharing a quick observation out loud, students are exposed to language that is authentic, expressive, and often repeated across different contexts. Over time, this meaningful exposure across multiple modes contributes to a higher than average comprehension and vocabulary, even among students who initially seem to struggle. This aligns with what research shows. When students are immersed in language that is used with purpose and emotion, not just academic vocabulary, they internalize patterns, expressions, and meaning far more effectively. These oral language experiences create a bridge between listening and speaking, and later, reading and writing. An information-intensive environment supports not only academic growth, but also a positive and inclusive classroom climate. Even though I don't have a permanent classroom, since multiple groups and teachers rotate through the same rooms, I've learned to create moments of ownership and connection in other ways. Our walls stay mostly bare, and we can't leave up student work long term. But teachers in our center are encouraged to make the most of each lesson by bringing in visual materials, anchor prompts, or student-created work to serve as active tools for communication and reflection. We also dedicate hallway space to celebrate achievements, small but meaningful gestures that show students their contributions matter. One shift I've made more intentionally since starting this course is not enforcing a strict no L1 rule. While students are always encouraged to produce in English, I allow and even invite the use of their first language when it supports communication, questioning, or collaboration. As Genesee explains, the home language is not a barrier, it's a bridge. When students can use L1 to clarify, connect, or support each other, they feel more confident and are more likely to fully engage with academic content. I've also become more mindful of asking my teaching assistants not to discourage L1 use when it's constructive. This flexibility helps reduce anxiety and creates a more trusting and comfortable space. Most importantly, I try to connect learning to students' lives, values, and cultural experiences. As Espinosa notes, children learn best when they feel safe, respected, and valued for who they are, including the language they bring to the classroom. When students feel that their full identity is welcome, they take more risks, support one another, and invest more deeply in learning. Ultimately, creating a positive classroom climate isn't about perfect decor or having our own space. It's about how we use the environment, language, and relationships to foster trust, connection, and growth. Creating an information-intensive environment isn't about having the perfect setup. It's about being intentional with the space, the materials, and the way we use language to support students as whole people. Whether through literacy routines, natural conversation, or cultural connection, my goal is always to make language feel alive and relevant. I've learned that even small choices, how we invite students to talk, how we validate their identities, and how we design our lessons can have a lasting impact. Thank you for watching and for the opportunity to reflect on the kind of environment I'm continuing to build. One lesson